Blog Talk Radio.
Archangels, ghosts, and Bigfoot, oh my. It's just another night for Supernatural Girls. Real stories, real answers to life's biggest supernatural mysteries. And now for another exciting interview with paranormal experts from this world and others. Here's your host, paranormal researcher Patricia Baker, on the one, the only Supernatural Girls.
Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Supernatural Girls Radio. I'm your host, Patricia Baker, and it is September 20th. My God, time, it continues to fly by. And PK, what do you think? It's flying. So you got to let us know what's happening before we miss it. My goodness.
Well, I'll tell you, I've taken a look at what the numbers represent, because the benefit of using numerology, because we're going through a changeover. This is the end of this last cycle. October will be the beginning of our new cycle. So to catch up on what's going on, the benefits of numerology, it improves, it gives you opportunity to improve your relationships. It gives you a chance to learn more about yourself. So it doesn't mean you have to beat yourself up when things go wrong. Take a look at what's happening, what's going on the universal plane, and you'll find that you're going to feel a lot better. But be willing to accept answers that you're offered about what's going on around you. So many times we get an answer, the first thing we say, I don't think so, that's not me, or that's not that. And then after a day or so, they dwell on it and they, you know what, they were really right. We are so quick to say no without really looking into what it's representing for that period of time. So we're trying to learn right now the better aspects of where we've been this year, what we have to let go of, because starting next month, we're in the beginning of a brand new 9-year cycle. It's starting for, depending on what your personal year is going to be, but it's all about new beginnings. And if we don't take advantage of what we're getting and what's available to us, we're going to be sitting behind the bathroom door, because it's going to make you sick if you don't really do something to make yourself better. Be happier and healthier with your life, and take a look at what you can do to make it better. Everyone's so quick to say, oh, I don't like it, it's not going well, I just got to throw in the towel, it's not going to work. It will if you give it the opportunity. You've got people like Ed tonight giving you information. So many people are there to give you hints, push you forward, and get you to look at what's really going on. And we keep, well, I can't do that. Well, you sure can. It's called get off the couch, take a look at what is, and do what you can for you, because if you don't, why should anybody else take it on and take care of it for you? Just kind of a thought.
It's a good thought. I like it. Yeah, we got to take responsibility and make our lives what we want them to be. We are co-creators, and if there's something in the way, we need to find out what the heck it is and get it out of the way. It sounds like it's easy, and we know it isn't. We've had plenty of people on the show that have described all kinds of ways to remove blocks and realign and all that kind of stuff. But just, you got to do it. Got to do it. You got to find something that works.
Yeah, we're given opportunities like our show to give people things to learn about themselves. I use numerology because it's one of my things that I work well with. But everybody has their own thing that will help them go forward. But don't close the book. Open it. Read it. Take a look. See what we've got to be offered. If we don't, nobody's going to come and knock on our door and say, oh, let me force feed you this. We're going to have to be a little proactive instead of reactive.
Exactly. Good advice,
forward.
Yes. Yeah, march on forward, really. Well, please also, everybody, take a look at our homepage, supernaturalgirlswithaz.com, and make sure you follow us on Facebook. We also have a Supernatural Health page on Facebook. Take a look at that. We've got some really interesting things for your health. As you know, both PK and I are big proponents of taking your health into your own hands. You're much better off that way, and we have a number of things on our homepage that are geared towards getting you back in the driver's seat with your health. So we still have Dr. Weber's products on there, which you can get a discount when you buy them from our homepage, and the same with Air Energy and the liposomal vitamins. We've got all kinds of stuff. We've got a special water there that's super hydrating, many things to take a look at. And we're going to be adding more. We've been approached by a number of companies that want us to feature their product. So just take a look, and if you have any questions, send me an email. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And I also wanted I think I and I were talking before about the missing stealth jet. So a lot of questions, no real answers, as you may know, because it's been on the news. A stealth jet on Sunday went missing. What happened was the pilot ejected. Pilot's okay. He's in the hospital. Thank God he's all right. And the plane, the jet, was still on autopilot, flying around. And because it's a stealth jet, they couldn't find it. So they were asking people, please help us find this jet, which, of course, went viral on TikTok with hilarity because it just seemed ridiculous. However, it's also very dangerous. So something flying around in the sky, and nobody knows where it is, anyways, or who has it. And that's the other question. Does somebody else have it? But I wanted to offer.
Who has it?
Yeah, it is. I was talking to a friend today.
It's like,
right, until it runs out of fuel, it's right. So my friend was saying, oh my God, this is going to give me one more thing to stay up at night and think about. So anyways, my theory on this is as follows. I think hackers got a hold of that jet, and I think they ejected the pilot. I don't think he ejected himself. I think they ejected him. That's my thought. And I think that's why the jet ended up on autopilot, because any trained pilot, you know, PK, because you're in the military too and involved in it, they are highly trained to handle these $80 million aircraft, right? So I would think, yes, he's highly trained, and he would have disengaged the autopilot had he had a chance to do so. I don't think he had that chance. And that's just my theory. I could be wrong. But it doesn't. The scary
part is, where would it go? Where did it go?
That's right.
If there's no fuel, it's not going anyplace else. But where did it land? Nobody saw it. Nobody heard it.
No. And they're talking about, there was this debris field, but then they showed pictures, and then the VS monitor went way up because it didn't look like a debris field, and there weren't really any pieces of this jet. So there are more questions than answers, as I said, but it's quite possible if it was hacked and if this scenario happened the way I'm thinking it did, then it is also possible that the hackers have the jet somewhere, and they want to get paid to get back. So it's quite possible that happened, or that it did crash. And so much for that. But, with all the hacking that has recently gone on with MGM and all their properties around the world, and I guess it even started before MGM with another big casino who did pay the ransom. There's a lot to think about here in terms of the degree of power that these hackers can have and can use. And we need to get our security up and running to deal with all of these potential threats. So it's quite something, but I was thinking about it today, and I thought, no, this could have happened this way. It may not have, like I said, it's just theory. But interested to know what you guys think. Talk to us on Facebook and tell us what you think about it. It's another aspect of life that has gone a little off the rails for us here in America. So anyways, we have a great guest tonight. I know somebody's mail is beeping in the background. If you could shut that off, that would be great, whoever's mail that is. And this guy is amazing. Edd Edwards has been with us a number of times. He's a tremendous guest. He's what they call the man with the alien brain. He was featured on Ancient Aliens and a number of other shows, Coast to Coast, one of the biggest, etc. He is quite remarkable. He's been studied at the Monroe Institute, the Rhine Institute. He is quite the research subject. We're here to talk about what he's been doing lately and what he has planned, as much as he can talk about it. Some of it he's not allowed to talk about quite yet, but we're going to grill him as best we can, and he will share with us what is happening now. So just to give you a little background, now Ed, as a small child, had the gift, and this was passed on to him by his grandmother, who also had the gift. And now Ed found ways to play with the energy running through him. And it was great because he was never trained out of it. So he was often causing mischief in schools and at church. And after years of practice, I'll tell you what, Ed is a force to be reckoned with. Now, Ed continues to be studied at labs and universities here in the U.S. and has consistently shown the ability to generate biophotons in the millions. And that affects health and weather and even random number generators. So tonight, you are going to get an experience of this very powerful photon field. Ed is going to demonstrate again, and you're going to see he's become even more powerful with this. So let's get him on the show. Ed, welcome.
Yay. Hey, glad to be here.
It's great to have you back.
That's real.
Yeah. That jet you was talking about, it crashed about 20 miles south of me here where I'm at.
Did it really? Did you see it?
Down there in South, I was trying to get it to come up here. I've always wanted to have me a jet, but it ran out of gas before it got here.
Oh, darn it. You could have had one. Your own stealth jet.
I know, I was trying. But anyhow, that's how it goes. Yeah, but it did. It crashed down here. It was just, I forgot, Shelby or something, South Carolina. It wasn't too far. I'm surprised that didn't make the news there because it was on the news that it crashed and they found everything on it about 2 hours after they reported it went missing.
Well, I don't know if they didn't. They may not have wanted people to know exactly where it was because they probably didn't want people to go.
Yeah, that was it. They didn't want people going in on it there till they get it cleaned up.
Yeah, they didn't want people taking souvenirs or equipment they could use for something else. But thank God it didn't land in a populated area.
Alien technology, converted there.
Right. Right. So where is this place that it went down 20 miles from you? Is it just a bunch of trees in the forest? Is that
in the woods, in the mountains. Yeah, it was in the national forest there. I forgot what they said. I think Shelby, South Carolina area, and it's in national forest. I think it hit the side of a mountain.
Wow.
I'll be darned.
Come in with no fuel there. It tried to get here, but the mountain got in the way.
Darn it. Couldn't use those photons. Take the entire trip.
Well,
thank God nobody was hurt. Yeah, thank God it went into a rural place.
That was the big thing. I was worried. Yeah, I was worried it's going to hit a civilized area.
Well, exactly.
And stuff.
Exactly. So thank God. Thank God it didn't happen. Yeah. Thank God the pilot's okay, and he's in the hospital, so maybe eventually they'll get to the bottom of this. But I'm going to stay with the hacking theory because they also grounded all the planes for 2 days, so something was going on. I don't know if we'll ever know the real story, but it was something. I know, a lot of money got burned.
There's a huge increase in UFO activity around here currently.
Oh, really? Tell us.
A lot of stuff. Yeah.
What's happening?
They're calling them Tic Tacs. You saw the stuff on the news that came out about the UFOs and the release, and then jet pilots flying and following and locking on to that.
Oh, yeah, we saw that. Oh, sure. Yeah.
Well, the producers of that came down and filmed me and John over at the Ryan Research Center about 3 weeks ago. We did a documentary with them.
Uh-huh.
Because I had an alien experience when I was 6 years old, and the funny-looking car that I've been describing all these years turned out to be just like their Tic Tacs. They were showing in that their video.
For heaven's sake.
Wow.
And stuff. So we've been kind of going off on that venture. So they came down and filmed John and me in the Ryan Research Center about 3 weeks ago, and doing a big documentary on consciousness. Now the documentary has nothing to do with UFOs and stuff. It has to do with consciousness and what I can do with these energies that I can consciously control. and all.
Right.
But we're going to be looking at a future thing about tying it into the UFOs and stuff. UAPs.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to be very exciting.
All these years, you've been talking to a hillbilly alien here.
I have, and so is PK. Yes, we have, and we feel honored.
Sweet one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've been having a blast here playing with these humans, you know.
Oh gosh,
So,
no kidding. That's the truth.
and
this
is a fun time to be in.
If you would, tell that story again, because that was a very interesting story, because you did not know at the time that these supposed children you were playing with were in fact ETs.
No, I thought they were just more inbred Appalachian people that I was already seeing. You know, I was already friends with Billy Redden that played the dueling banjos in the movie Deliverance, and when we were in preschool, he didn't have no eyebrows or anything. His eyes looked weird, and he had, all kind of weird looking and stuff. And so I thought these four guys that I stood there and had the mental mind-to-mind with, when I first came up on them, I thought they were just more of like Billy's family in around these mountains. I didn't know what aliens were. Nobody ever talked about aliens where I come from.
No.
Not way back then, anyhow.
Right.
And I didn't realize it was aliens until I was on up in my, 30s, 40s,
Yeah, and then you started to piece it together?
Yeah, I started piecing it all together. I knew something was strange about them. I knew they was, because Billy only made it to the 6th grade. He just couldn't comprehend knowledge too well. But then these old boys, they were just like, whoo, they were blowing stuff through my brain at lightning speed. And then they taught me, I was already doing the electrical energy. My grandmother cultivated it in me as a little bitty kid when I was 2 and 3 and 4 years old. So I was already playing with the electricity. I just didn't have the control of it like I do now after my encounter with them aliens. They taught me how to switch the polarity of my electric field and project that. And by depending on which polarity I used, it caused people that I was aiming it at to either be pulled toward me or pushed away from me from any distance. And then through all them practices, I learned that by using it on people that were hurting or in pain, it caused their pain to go away and stuff. And then I learned that I could make it bounce back and forth through people and cause the healing mechanisms in them to start functioning. And then I've learned that I can not only do it on one-on-one, but I can do it 1 on 1,000 at a time with even greater efficiency. And on the more the merrier. And so everything's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. My Zoom rooms, I do a couple of them a week. I'm working on many people all over the world at the same time. It's got to the point where I've gotten so busy with one-on-ones, I don't have time for anything else. I've had to slow that down and aim everybody into the Zoom rooms. And it's taking off like crazy.
Now, before we go any further, Ed, tell people how they can join the Zoom room. How do they do that? Where do they find that? Go to
my website, eddedwards.com, and that's with 2 D's in my first name, so it's www.eddwards.com, and it's at the very top of the web page up there. Everybody was having a hard time finding it, so I just plastered the entry point on top of my web page. Then down under it, you can learn about me. And
if they want a private session with you, are you still offering those too?
I'm about 3 weeks to a month behind right now, backed up.
Okay, so you're booked ahead of time, but that's okay. They can book.
Yeah, I'm booked way up. I just don't have time for a normal life when I'm doing those like that. I'm just as strong, other than the one-on-one communication in the Zoom rooms. And that way people that are hurting and can't wait for a long time for me to get to them come to those Zoom rooms and are getting the relief they're looking for.
Yeah, that's excellent.
That way I can help hundreds or thousands at the same time.
Right.
I'm
it's wonderful.
looking for you on that page. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. PK will be looking for you. It's definitely you're offering a tremendous service, and your talent is quite incredible. Now let's talk about these photons, because you can generate millions of photons. Now, how does that compare to the average Joe? Like, how does that compare to me and PK? How many would we be able to generate on an average?
20. About 20.
20 photons.
You know, if you're not controlling, see, with me, when they tell me to turn my energy on, my brain goes from one level of consciousness to all levels of consciousness simultaneously. And I start producing massive, interesting forms of energy. And that's how they believe I'm able to send this stuff in a...
Let me just ask you this.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that you're generating theta, gamma, alpha, all at the same time?
All frequencies between alpha and theta are being fired up in PK mode in my brain simultaneously when I turn the healing energy or my abilities on. When I go back to flatlining to rest mode, I drop back to one level of consciousness.
What does that feel like in your head? I mean, do you feel any sensations when you turn that on? Like electricity?
That's how I recognize to know. That's how I know what I'm doing, by the sensations I get in my brain and body when I activate it.
So you feel in your body too?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I can turn it up, make my whole body just go to tingling like crazy, getting warm and stuff, or I can turn it back down, or I set up electrical gravity waves, and I cause these waves where those are fun. I just pull and push people, all over the place, whether it's in person or over Zoom or whatever. No.
Right.
And now I've started what I call Awakening the Children. I do on Sunday evenings, where I'm working with children from roughly 4 years of age on up with their parents, and I'm teaching them. I push and pull them off balance a few times, then I show them how to practice it with their parents, and we're just having a fun time now.
That's great.
Fabulous.
Yes, I like that. You're doing it with the parents and the children.
For anyone to really get to my level, they have to start as children. This has to be hardwired into your brains. So it's wired into the children's brains as they mature into adulthood. And then they'll be able to create these unseen forces like I do.
Now, with these unseen forces, I want to talk a little bit with you about how the field moves. So you're generating millions of photons, whereas PK and I, we could maybe generate 20. So this is like an amplification that's off the scales. And what I know from reading some of the past research about you is that you can do this consistently, which is often not found in parapsychology, this repetition and the ability to do something consistent. But you can do this consistently, which is, again, unique.
Yeah, that's what Ross's research at UVA proved there, because we do thousands of these 48-second trial runs where I'm turn the energy on and then I rest for 48 seconds and then turn it on, and a computer's telling me to turn it on or rest, and I'm inside a Faraday cage, and it's taking readings from every part of my brain and stuff. And when I turn it on, I instantly go to all levels of consciousness simultaneously. And when I turn it off and rest, I bounce back to alpha.
Now, how do you turn it on? And then when I turn it on, do you just say...
It's just like walking for me. It's just like putting one foot in front of the other. It just goes.
Wow.
I've been doing it since a baby.
Right.
What I'm doing,
so
everybody was doing when they were babies. It was all natural for children, but it got beat out, conditioned out of the children by the time they got in about the first or second grade.
Right. That does happen. They tell us not to pay attention to that stuff. Yeah. Well, you really had a very unique grandmother who saw potential and also was happy to teach you what she knew. And then the aliens gave you a form of direction with it, which was even more interesting. But Yeah, you're right. So many families, they don't even remember any of this stuff anymore. They just...
No, they don't. They sure don't.
They're just wrapped up in the
shame.
external.
They just tore these abilities away from everybody.
Mm-hmm. What a loss.
I know. But we're going to try to get it back to as many as possible. It's fun to watch the kids playing with it. It's fun to hear the parents' reports the next week about how the kids are playing with them with it.
I would imagine the kids are mastering it quickly.
They are. I've got one little girl. She's about, I think she's 11 years old, and she's knocking her parents for a loop around the house. I mean, the parents come on and they give me reports.
I wish I had that back then. Yeah, I wish I had that power back then. I would have knocked my parents for a loop too.
Yeah, they're pushing, pulling, doing things, sneaking up on them and zapping them and learning how to do all kind of neat things.
Isn't that great? That is so great.
That's how they're going. That's how they'll learn it.
Yes. Well, obviously they're having fun, and you're a good teacher, and that's something wonderful for them to have forever. When you are working with people with this field, let's say you're doing a healing and you're projecting these photons outward. Is that what you're doing? Are you projecting them outward into the group? Tell me more about the details of this.
Well, I envision a field out in space, and everybody's connected to it, and so I blast that area with the photons in my mind. I mean, that's what I didn't know what photons were. I just knew that I projected this energy, and then these researchers started calling it biophotons. Yeah, they said, Ed, you're projecting biophotons.
So that's how you found out what it was.
Yeah, I guess I've been doing it my whole life. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't see it, so I didn't know it was even there. I mean, but I could create this unseen force, but I don't know what all is inside this unseen force. This unseen force causes people's healings to start taking place, or I push and pull them off balance, or I make them have to run to the bathroom or something.
That's always fun when you're out.
Yeah,
well,
really.
That was always good to keep the bullies from messing with me there. If I felt threatened, I turned their bladders loose.
That's a good one. It's not hurting anybody, but it made them back off.
No,
that's good.
Create electric field just right. I have to be scared like they're going to be hurting me or something. I can turn on that scared electric field and it'll make their bladders come loose if they get within about 10 feet of me.
That is terrific. Well, you've also been able to affect the weather, because I know during the Coast to Coast broadcast there was a hurricane. And it was the middle of the night. I was listening to your show, and you were doing a great interview with George Norrie. Mm-hmm. And George said to you, we're going to go to commercial, but in the meantime, Ed, the winds are, whatever the hell they were, I don't know, they're 100 and something miles an hour. And he said, can you affect the winds? And you said you could try. And so when everybody came back they have very long commercial breaks there. So when everybody returned, George checked the wind speed, and it had gone down significantly after you did the photon treatment. That was pretty incredible, and George was blown away. He couldn't believe it. I mean, he's seen a lot, and he was so impressed with what you did. So the weather can also be affected by photons and the attention that you put on it. It's quite amazing that you did that night.
Mm-hmm. It was always fun growing up in the country there and getting my buddies when the thunderhead was floating over to pick a spot a couple 100 yards away, and I just focused on that spot, and within about 5 minutes, a bolt of lightning would peg it.
Wow. Wow. And that must have been pretty impressive. When I stand somebody up and I get back, 50 feet or 100 feet away from them, then I start pushing and pulling them off balance. Well, when I'm going to play with a thunderbolt like that, I got to have a thunderhead already above me, near me or so. It's just, dropping one every
about every 5 minutes or so, and I can just pick a spot and act like I'm pushing and pulling someone off balance, aiming this energy on them. And Dr. Levigood said that when I do it, I'm reionizing the air, making it opposite of what everything else is polarized, and it's just like standing up a lightning rod straight up, and then the lightning just gets attracted to it. But it's fun to do that demonstration and call it, ahead of time and get people to see it.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible. Yeah, that is really incredible.
I did that trick for a moonshine bootlegger and a snake handling Baptist preacher, and none of them mess with me now.
Oh, that's good. Good for you. You keep those people away.
All kind of tricks up my sleeve.
Yes, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, when
shall we give them a demonstration?
Yeah, I was just going to ask if you could do that, and then I want to talk more about what happens when you direct it towards groups that have come for healing. So we'll return to that. But yes, please, let's get a demonstration going. Go ahead. Yeah, let's get one for everybody now. And for everybody that's listening to this in the future, if it's recorded, this is going to work the same way as if it's real time, like it is right now. So everybody that's listening, stand up. Don't be driving or anything. Stand up. Have your feet just a little closer than normal. Stand as still as you possibly can. Don't be swinging your arms or moving around or twisting your head or looking. Be as still as possible. Now, I'm injecting this energy right now and embedding a signal in the audio of this video, this recording that we're doing. And so this signal's embedded in it, and it's causing your brains right now and in the future pick it up and open a doorway up into the quantum field that I'm utilizing here. So I'm setting up waves of energy and rocking you, pulling you forwards like right now, and reversing that polarity and pushing everybody backwards. And then I reverse it again and pull forwards. And this should be causing your fingertips to tingle pretty good. Yeah. So I'm just pulling forwards on everybody, holding a steady pull right there. Now let off of it, neutral. I'm reversing the polarity and pushing. And so if any of you are hurting, got aches and pains or anything in your bodies, this energy is flowing right to it right now. So you'll notice they'll warm up and tingle a little bit and ease. But come back and listen to the show several times and you'll get the same experiences each time. All right, one last time. I'm pulling forwards, and I'll pull really strong. All right, that should do now. So see how that does. Now come back and listen to this several times and let Patricia and them know how you feel it. All yes, right. Please. That was great. That, you know what? You're right. That was stronger than what you've done in the past with us. You felt it too, huh, PK?
Oh, God, yes. Yes, I was surprised because I haven't been moving that well for a while, and that it pulled me like that was a surprise. I should know better when Ed's doing it. It's got to be good.
Yeah, I know, really, and it's quite an increase. Why do you think it's getting stronger for you? What's causing that? Well, one thing Dr. Levigood found out back in the 90s, when I met up with him and we started the studies on me, we were right at the bottom or the minimum of the solar maximum, solar cycle. And as we headed toward 2000, from 94 to 2000, my energies increased some back then, and he attributed it to an increase in cosmic energy coming through space from the increased solar storm activity from the sun as we were headed towards solar maximum around 2001 then. And so he attributed some to that. So we're in, it's 2023 right now, and 2025 to 26 is solar maximum for this go-round. So the sun's already spitting out M5 class flares and stuff, so that's increased the electrical energy in space.
And we're starting to believe that I'm able to grasp on to some of that energy and utilize it in with my energy, kind of giving some of it extra purpose, or it's charging me up. Or, I mean, there's a lot of different things. Or, as the religious guys are saying, they think I'm doing the same thing Jesus was doing, you know, and God is this all-source energy and tapping onto it to be able to do these things, you know. So, you know, there's a lot of things happening here.
Yes,
you know,
right.
Because I've already, according to these the religious scholars, I've already, with my healing abilities, have already surpassed, or not surpassed, say, but done all that supposedly Jesus did in his day and time. I've had the effects on people. But we're working with my scientists, I'm able to learn how to use it in all kinds of other ways.
Yeah, so tell us what other ways you're using this. So is there
like a little bit on the weather, and then, you know, I'm trying to interact, see if I can't get some of them UAPs to come on down and land, you know, magnetically pull them, and just interacting with all kinds of stuff, learning as much as I can from it.
You know,
seeing what all I can learn to do.
It's amazing what you do, Ed, and that you are continuing to grow and advance in this direction. I'm surprised that the government hasn't, you know, the shadow government, I should say, hasn't tried to co-op you, or have they?
I've tried to get on some of the DARPA projects, but haven't been able to yet. I'm still, my door's open if I could ever, you know, get the right access. And I will eventually through these doctors and universities I'm working for, because the DARPA bunch have some really nice instrumentation and labs to work in that I believe would help to enhance what I'm doing even greater.
Yes,
besides,
I think
if
that's
I'm going
true,
to be able to play with anything out in space, they're the only ones I'm going to be able to do it with.
You know, it's interesting you bring them up, too, because we've heard a lot of mixed things about them, that they kind of like to own people. I don't think you'd like that. But it would be a nice association.
I don't think they'd like me to reach inside them.
Yeah.
You know, anybody tries to own me, I'm going to reach inside of them and squeeze.
Good job. Yeah. Why not? Turn those tables.
You got to remember, I'm not human. I'm not human like everybody else. I don't play games like that.
Right. Maybe why they haven't invited you in. They might be a little scared of you.
Yeah, they probably staying away from me. They don't want to get me near them.
For sure.
No.
You know?
No, you make them pay the piper. Well, yes. I mean, because, again, you have such amazing skills, and skills, I think, that yet haven't even manifested when it comes to your ability to work with these photons and direct them. Now, let's talk a little bit about when you do work with groups and they want to experience the photons for healing purposes for themselves. So in the past, what we remember you saying about this is that you would generate the field, and then basically whatever happens, happens, and it's them healing themselves. Mm-hmm. So
correct.
That's how you still do it? It is correct. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I'm able to apply a stronger force than I used to. I'm able to increase the electrical voltage, nearly triple from what it was 10 years ago or
before. My goodness.
So I'm able to do in 2 or 3 minutes what used to take 20 minutes to do with people.
Now,
I've been getting
I remember
I'm getting some crazy results working on people with neuropathy. I can get a hold of them, and oh my God, they go nearly totally normal in just about 3 minutes in a lot of cases.
And neuropathy is one of those things that can be a result of chemotherapy, and it usually never goes away once you get it. So if you're able to help
or
which
diabetes.
You have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's happening with diabetes with the photons?
Well, remember, the photon is just the trigger and stuff. There's other energies at play here. We're not sure at all what all it is, but whenever these other energies come online and turned on, then the biophotons are a product of them. And they've also, with me, they find that when I'm doing the biophotons, they also pick up a PK signal, psychokinetic signal.
Right. Now,
so
when
I'm affecting not only light, but electricity at the same time.
Right, right. Which the Synergy group down in Texas, with the doctor that runs that, he's on the same wavelength there in terms of using electricity to heal. And of course, his name escapes me, but he had a terrible thing happen when he was performing. He was an ophthalmology surgeon. He was performing a surgery. This is before they learned to test people for certain viruses and things. And something got through his protective gear, and he became seriously ill with all kinds of brain swelling and issues. And he went on to study electricity as a healer, and he healed himself with electricity. And then he developed all these devices that you can now buy. If you're interested, you can go to Synergy, Senergy, and look that up. He's written a great book about it, and he does seminars and things teaching how to use these gadgets he has. And so, again, this is very fascinating because you use electricity in a different way. You don't need the gadgets.
Yeah, I use that energy that's built into me. I don't have to buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's built
into
everybody.
Really?
Yeah,
those things aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Now, when
you don't need
also
that.
you also used to have a lot of really profound results with stroke patients. Do you still find that to
still
be true?
getting it. Anybody with paralyzed limbs, they freak out because I cause their limbs to come back to life really fast.
Wow.
And then I'm working with lockdown. They're just freaking out. They're just sitting back watching me do stuff with them. I'm doing more with their patients than what they could do in years. And now I've got one client's lockdown brain stroke. He's paralyzed from the nose down. He communicates with his parents by blinking code.
Oh,
and his body's normally totally locked up. All the muscles just gripped as tight as they can be. But when I do my sessions with them, within about 10 minutes, it just totally releases everything in him. You can get total relief, and it stays that way for about 2 weeks.
And then what happens?
And he's improving. It slowly comes back, and they get back in touch with me, and we do another session. I do have a session with him about every 2 or 3 weeks.
Now, when you talk about people,
slowly.
That's great. So when people's limbs get locked up like that, it reminds me of ALS, which is an absolutely horrible autoimmune disease. Have you ever worked with some ALS patients?
Yes, I've had some good effects with it. Like I say, remember, I'm not healing anybody. I do the same exact thing to everybody, no matter what their condition is, because I'm not doing any of the healing. All I'm doing is supercharging the healing mechanisms in the people. And by learning how to transmit this energy like I do, I can charge your batteries up super strong real fast, and the biophotons trigger like sending root commands through a computer saying, start functioning, start functioning, start functioning. So I cause your healing mechanisms to start going, and then your brains take over from that point, and you do your own healing. So no matter what it is, reboot. I'm doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm just resetting the body.
Rebooting it. Right. So think of it as a computer.
Exactly.
With osteoporosis, does that work with healing the bone?
Yeah. It works with everything. Anything the body can heal is what's taking place here. It's just because the people are stuck in the one level of consciousness, they had these abilities stripped away from them, they're not able to activate these types of healing mechanisms that are built into them. So when they attend one of my one-on-one or group sessions, it fires up those systems that are built into you. And you go for a while until they fade off.
That's fabulous. Yeah. We've got to have a chat.
So I don't have
later.
Yeah. You guys come start attending my Zoom rooms. I keep them cheap, under $20, and that's on Tuesday or Thursday evening.
Sounds fabulous.
How long does that go for? Is it like an hour, half an hour? How much time do you...
I'm just 45 minutes on Tuesday and 30 on Thursday. I mean, and I could get her done in 20 minutes, and everybody'd feel the same. And the amount of power that I'm bringing together when we get it going. And the number one thing if people are doing stuff with me is do not be late. Do not miss the opening, resonating, locking in that we do. That's where I stand everybody up like I did in my demo a while ago and cause you to start rocking back and forth. That allows us to establish that connection so that the rest of the program, you are getting charged up and the soot's getting blowed out of your operating system so that when we're finished, you are feeling good and your things are running better.
Yeah.
So PK, sign up.
Definitely I will. It's been a rough couple of years.
You've got things wrong with you that even the doctors don't know about. So with this energy, I don't have to know about anything with you. All I'm doing is locking it in and charging your systems up so your systems will go after whatever's wrong with you. Because the idea in this case is to cause everything to function the way it's supposed to function in the body so that everything maintains properly. And so that's just all we're doing here. And then people that can learn what I'm doing, they learn how to self-induce it. Yeah, I'm getting people to be able to do certain things.
For sure.
They may not get to the level like I am with the unseen forces, but they can self-heal themselves. Now, the children, they're going to be a blast the time they reach their 25s and 30 years old. If they starting like they are, they're going to be going nuts with this stuff.
Yes, if they keep it up. They got to keep their practice up.
They're real interested in it right now. I've gotten them off their video games.
Yay.
Several parents are talking about how they quit playing with the video games to play with this energy now.
That's fantastic.
Fabulous.
Yes.
God, that's
fantastic. Gosh. Yes. Now, let me ask you, this energy, does it make you super sensitive to other people? Like, do you hear their thoughts? Yeah. Do you feel their energy? Does it bother you? I mean, is it overwhelming?
If people are, say if they're like kind of like stalking me or anything like that, I can then start hearing their thoughts. Even if they're at great distances away, if they're trying to do if they're up to no good or or something, because there's a lot of idiots out there and stuff, and I've had some because of what I do, act like they were going to come get me or something and stuff, and I can hear their thoughts. I know when and where roughly they're going to be, and I know not to be there, and I just totally outsmart them. Totally. I mean, literally, I can. If anybody's up to no good or trying to zone in on me or anything like that, I get a knowing like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's crazy some of the things I'll pick up on people that are up to no good with me.
Mm.
And trust me, I get a lot of it happening with what I do.
I can imagine so.
Yeah, that's awful. But at least you have your security and security forces in place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's excellent. Now, when you are talking to the ETs and inviting them down for a visit, do you feel like you are locking on to their energy? Do you have a sense of that?
Yeah, kind of the same way I do with my Zoom rooms. It's like, except I can feel it out there in space, not here on the planet feeling. Out here on the planet has one sensation, but out there kind of way out yonder has a different sensation, like a different knowing in my brain.
Mhm.
It's like when I'm reaching way out there, I'm using signals that are generated out of the north and south pole of the planet to get me on out there. And whereas I'm on the planet, I'm not utilizing those same fields and keeping it in a local setup.
Yeah, well, the South, I mean, if you're near that, forested area, it's probably a prime area for them to visit, I would think. And you said there's been a lot of activity lately.
Yeah, they've been a good bit around here.
Yeah, well,
and
they may
seems
feel
to be
their
more
work
and
with
more
you.
off the coast.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're saying that a lot of the UFOs actually have bases underwater, which I think is true.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
It was so neat, though, to see the video that Dave Beatty did about that they released on CNN of the UFOs, and then showing them, and they were nicknamed, they called the things Tic Tacs because they looked like Tic Tacs.
Right.
And that thing looked almost identical to the one I was looking at when I was 6 years old. Them four boys, because we was in the back of an old car lot, and they just were driving a funny-looking car. It didn't have really wheels on it or anything, and it was pulsating orange.
Wow.
Looked like a Tic Tac. Looked like a big propane gas tank. Really big one.
Oh, my God. And so they've had those around for a while, the Tic Tacs.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize it. I didn't have no knowledge of that or anything just till a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I said,
way back then.
I seen that thing. I said, that looked just like the one of them old boys was flying back yonder.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
When we drove out of there, that thing went straight up in the air, I don't know, maybe a mile or two up, real fast, and then shot straight out across the sky. Real fast.
Amazing. So when you had that experience when you were 6 years old, did you get to go aboard their ship, or everything was done outside?
No, everything was done outside. We were, I walked around between two rows of cars, and it was in the back of an old car lot, and I walked out on them, and I just figured they were like Billy's friends, so I was just friendly, and then they learned were friendly with me. I think they already were picking up on the electrical energy that I was playing with already. It's like they knew it and stuff. And because they had a knowing of me. And then they were so gentle with me. They were super gentle with me. And they showed me, they played with me, causing the magnetic fields or the polarities to change. And they got me to understand that I needed to practice that, and only that, my whole life. They said everything else would come through that mechanism. And so that's what I did. And, I was playing with it, and it was just 2 weeks after that is when I learned how to use it in church during silent prayer to make them fart in church during silent prayer. So I practiced that every Sunday for 7 years.
Yeah.
That was from learning how to reverse the polarity.
Mm-hmm.
And for a 6-year-old kid, that was a funny thing to be able to do.
Oh, my God. You're not kidding.
And repeat it every Sunday.
Yeah, that's endless entertainment. It really is. That's fantastic. No, that's great. So, Ed, what direction would you like to see this take? What direction would you like to see this take? I know that you have, there's a lot of new research studies that are planned for you. More with other doctors, some in the Northeast, that eventually you'll be sharing with us. And, I would think they'd want to know more about this because energy is becoming more accepted. And now they have Reiki in hospitals, which they never had before. They have all kinds of things that they didn't have before when it was just traditional medicine, but that's changing. So do you find more doctors are interested in what you're doing and they want to put you into the lab and see what can happen?
Well, that's the idea of getting this newer research, but I've already got a lot of doctors sending their patients to me. I got doctors that come to me, and then after they've experienced me, they've started sending their patients to me and stuff, and just doing the Zoom things. Having them come do the Zooms, and they're getting phenomenal recovery times with them.
That's great.
That's what got the attention of those up there around Yale in that area, because they were already attending my Zoom rooms, and then had some of their patients come in there, and their patients started getting better much faster from attending what I was doing than those that weren't. And so that's why these studies coming up will be how I accelerate the recovery times of surgical patients, I guess. I don't know what all they got planned. They're planning a lot of stuff. But I'll be, I guess, working with doctors on patients and causing them to recover at a much greater rate than normal. And that's what they want to get the
great.
understanding of that mechanism.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Mm-hmm. That really is. So,
but
why do you think the aliens haven't? Yep, go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
Why the when aliens you communicate, landed near you yet in a while. I mean, not since you were 6, because they know who you are. Obviously, they felt comfortable enough with you to exchange information, and I'm just curious. You know, Stephen Greer, Dr. Greer, he has a whole big Contact Aliens program. A lot of people have joined in, and they've been able to see lights in the sky. But you're wanting to actually have the contact again. You're comfortable with them. They don't scare you.
Oh,
so
you're
they
don't
ready
scare me.
to just sit down and, let's have a chat kind of thing. But do you have a sense of them in terms of, like, timing, or is there something they have planned for the future with you? Do you have any information from them about when they may come to visit?
I think it's fairly soon, because back when I was 6 years old, they showed me things. They showed me videos in my head back then, just rapid numbers of them. And some of those videos they showed me back then are happening now and stuff around me. And with the environment and with stuff. With just the understanding of how it's gotten so much hotter. And then the way things are going crazy with the methane gases, with the oceans heating up and stuff, is like, as a kid, I was shown the sky catching on fire, and back then I couldn't understand how that could ever happen, but now understanding and seeing all the methane that's coming out of the thawing tundra up above the Arctic Circle, which has really got the scientists in a whirl. I mean, and that's not on the news at all. I mean, you'd think some of that'd be there instead of all this other crazy stuff. And the methane is building up so volatile in the upper atmosphere above the North Pole. It's just bubbling up out of the marshlands constantly. It's fueling the fires in Canada, making them worse and harder to put out, because instead of just air blowing into them, you got methane gas mixed with it. It's like shooting propane down the carburetor of a car from a torch that's not burning. It makes it run faster and hotter and stuff. And so methane's just constantly coming up. So our big fear now about the sky catching on fire is like a earthbound X-class flare coming at the planet towards solar maximum, say around 2025. That could theoretically be like shooting welding sparks through the upper atmosphere. It knocks out the electric grids in Canada. Well, that could theoretically be enough firing to cause that methane up there to catch on fire, literally burning. So,
there you go.
That's some of the visions the little aliens showed me back yonder, and all my life I've been wondering, how in the hell could the sky burn? How could the sky burn? Well, in the last few years, I understand how the sky can burn, and every day it's getting more and more volatile up there. So there's a lot of things that they showed me, but it's not great things, but it's like a cleansing of the planet. Scientists have learned through the sediment samples that something like this scenario has happened like 257 million years ago, where the methane gas built up through a greenhouse warming effect that took about 300 years, and then an X-class flare or so came through, and kaboom! All life above water was just about extinguished, but just a little bit, and within 2-week period after the event and stuff. And so I've had all kind of crazy things like that. And it's like, wow, it's like deja vu effects.
Right. Well, I know that they've been known to show people visions of the future, so it makes sense that they would do the same with you. Well, we certainly help you make contact, because then you could come back and tell us what happened. And you're going to demonstrate again your photon field ability so that we can all feel it. So let's do that. Let's do it again.
Yeah. Let's call it the biointrinsic resonant energy. John and them that study me call it biophotons. That's just one of the byproducts of it.
Okay.
So there's several aspects of this energy. So I refer to it as bio. biointrinsic resonant energy. So if everybody will stand up, and also out in the future, stand up. Have your feet just a little closer than normal. Be very still. Do not be twisting, moving around, or anything like that. Be as still as you possibly can so you can become very aware of everything around you. So I'm doing what I do right here. So the idea is I try not to give any power suggestion, to just let people really pick up on it on their own. What are y'all feeling over there?
I'm moving around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of tingling.
You should be wobbling back and forth and tingling.
Yes.
Yep.
Lots of that.
And like I said, if you're hurting or in pain, this is making your healing systems kick in right now. Just this little bit with me.
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's
now
it's very good. Very intense energy with what you're doing. Now what are you going to do?
So I'm pulling forwards real strong.
Yep, I can feel that.
Okay, now I'm letting off of it. Now I'm taking it sideways. I ain't going to say which way yet. Right, that should be pulling you to your right a little bit.
Yes, it did.
You got it.
So I'm letting off, and now I'll pull back the other way. And so I'm controlling quantum fields, entangled fields here, and they're not controlled by time. So all this will happen now or any time in the future when anybody takes part in this. So I'm going to just let it electrify you a little bit and swing you around like a pendulum here for the last little bit of it. That should get the whole body tingling right there.
Yep, it's tingling like crazy.
So that's it in a nutshell there.
Gosh, that's
and so that'll
amazing.
Just continue.
Yeah. Now tell everybody again, please, if you would, how to connect with you, how to find your Zoom room.
Just go to my webpage, homemade site, eddedwards.com. There's 2 D's in my first name, so it's EDDEDWARDS.com. And at the top of that page is where you can register for my Zoom rooms I do on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. You just register, and it'll send you a link back in email, and 15 minutes before start time, click that link and then click Start with Computer Audio, and you're in my Zoom room. It does everything for you. And
That's
just
easy
come on
enough.
in. Just don't be late.
Yeah, right.
Don't
be late anyway.
You want to take part in that stand up and I knock you around sequence. That is what causes us all to start resonating on the same frequency together with Source. And then all the rest of it just goes, from there, you know.
That starts at 4 o'clock. That starts at 4 o'clock, Ed?
That's 8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you.
Yep. So I think it's 5 your time, maybe.
Yep. That's 5 my time. And I'll be signing up.
Okay.
For sure.
And
excellent.
I'll get everybody smiling if they're not feeling good in there.
Promise?
That's the neat thing about it. I don't have to know anything about doctoring or anything. All I got to do is turn on the electricity, focus it out on everybody, and go, whee! And y'all get lit up like Christmas turkeys.
That's awesome.
You know?
What fun,
That it is.
Oh, goodness. Well, Ed, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight, catching us up with your adventures and what you're doing next. So you're heading up to the Monroe Institute soon, so I know they're going to be doing some more research on you, and we look forward to hearing that report. So let us know when you have that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if anything happens, if Yale goes forward with their plans and other doctors, definitely let us know. We've got an audience that really loves you and is so interested to follow everything you're doing. So that's great.
Sounds good. I'll let y'all know as soon as we get stuff out. As soon as they publish this last study I was on, I'll let you know about that also.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
please do. Everybody
these scientists don't like us talking much about the projects until they publish their papers.
Yeah.
And then they like it talked about.
Yeah, then you can talk all you want, which is good. Well, yeah, that's excellent. Excellent. Well, terrific, Ed. Thanks again so very much, everybody. You got 2 experiences tonight of the photon field, and now you can reach out to Ed and join the Zoom rooms if you want. You have an ability to do that. And you can join PK. She's going to be in there with the rest of the gang getting the photon treatment. So, yes.
That is
so, Ed, thank you. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing more about PK's experience and other people's experience with what you're doing. It's just truly amazing.
Definitely.
And next week, we'll be back. We'll be back. Go ahead, Ed.
Sounds good. Maybe sometime we can just put a show together where you get a bunch of people that's got pains and this and that, and I'll zap them in live form and let them give their feel for it there.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm sure we can find a lot of people that would want to do that. So I'll start putting that together.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
All right.
That's just an idea.
And it was wonderful.
I think it's good.
With you again. It's been a long time.
Sounds good. Y'all take care. Keep in touch.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Bye-bye.
And anyways, I am going to just say goodnight to everybody. Thank you for joining us. And we'll be back next week with another great show. Until then, we will see you on the Blue Highway. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for another radio adventure with Supernatural Girls.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
PK's hung up. I told her not to, but she did. So, anyways.
I'll get up with her. I think I've got her phone number somewhere.
Yeah, if you want to tell me what the Knox gelatin thing is, I'll pass it on to her.
Okay. For that type of stuff, you go buy a box of that Knox gelatin. It comes in packages. Every night, just before you go to bed, keep water in your refrigerator. So pour yourself a glass, 8-ounce glass of cold refrigerated water.
Okay.
Dump a half a package of that Knox gelatin in that water and stir it, and then cover that glass and let it sit on the counter till morning time. When you get up in the morning time, go in there and stir it again. And then you might want to mix some Tang or orange or flavoring. Or if you do smoothies of the morning, let that be the liquid and shoot it into the smoothie and drink it. But it has to be the first stuff that hits your stomach of the morning because it's absorbed into your system through your intestines. So you won't notice anything right away. It takes about a month before you really start noticing anything. But the Knox gelatin, done like that, will start getting into all the joints within the body, and it's like squirting grease into all the joints. And then it also softens up all the tendon ends and everything. All the tendons get really brittle, which is the bad part of the osteoporosis. And so it softens all that back up. But it don't happen just instantly. It takes a long time. It's like a mineral being absorbed into the body. And normally they say do a month on and then a month off so it doesn't overload your body.
Okay.
But
I'll tell her that.
It'll get back in there and it'll get in there and it'll make her feel a lot better after about a month. Now, they make a pill that's pretty darn expensive. I think they call it glucosamine, something along them lines. And that's supposedly to do the same thing. The Knox gelatin's about $3.95 a month, whereas the glucosamine would be over $100 a month.
Wow. So it's a big savings there. Yeah. Well, I'll tell her.
Big savings.
See if she can do that. Yeah,
try it out. And if you have a doctor, talk to the doctor, whatever. But it's the military does it for the vets that carry big, heavy backpacks all the time and everything, because it keeps their bodies limbered up. That's how I heard about it.
Okay, well, I'll definitely tell her to give it a try. She's had a lot of struggles with this, with the loss of bone and strength and lots of pain. So this would be very good for her. I'm glad
it builds the bone back. It's the building blocks for the bone.
Good. She needs that. She needs that very badly. And I'm glad she's going to join you in the Zoom room, because will benefit tremendously. She needs that help.
Sure, I'll get her feeling better, and she'll like it. The group we're doing fantastic, growing.
Good. God, that's fantastic. Well, good.
And then like I say, I can't go public yet, but you ever heard of John Peterson?
Name rings a bell.
You
Who
ever heard of Transition Talks?
No, what's that?
Greg Braden.
Oh, Greg Braden, yeah. Greg, sure.
Bruce Lipton. Joe
Dispenza.
Yeah,
I love Bruce.
Okay, well, John hosts all of them and has the Arlington Institute up in Berkeley, West Virginia. And once he learned and felt what I could do, he's asked me to come up there to set up the new Energy Healing and Research Center there.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
Good.
So
I don't want that getting out yet,
No.
But that's where I'm moving to. I got Sunday I head to Monroe. I'm trying to get my RV ready to go right now. And then Sunday I pull out and head to Monroe. I'm there for about a week, and then I head on up to Berkeley, West Virginia, there at John's, to get settled in and then start that project.
It sounds like a great project, and those are great guys that are involved in it. So good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good group.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
So
well,
that's where I'm going to be, and that's.
Well, good luck, and keep in touch, please.
Will do.
Yeah.
All right.
Let us know
have
what's
fun.
popping.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. We did, and good luck getting your RV ready so you can get on the road.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Take care. I'll talk to you again soon.
Take care, Ed. All righty. Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.